4. We will wind him up, let him loose, let him fly with the green flag. And it'll be the Moose Rutherford lead the field into turn number 1. Frank Booker rides into second with Russ Gian in his back bumper. Now Booker sets to the outside groove as he'll take Rutherford into turn 1. They'll go nerf bar for the lead with Dietz now settling underneath Gian. Their pace lap formation a little out of order as they go into the stripe. Rutherford hangs on the lead now. Booker dives back down to the low lane right in front of Neil Dietz. Jared Giddle Jr. now slides up to the 4 spot. Getting on that chrome horn, shooting it just a little bit is Frank Booker as he gets into the back end of Rutherford. Now Dietz winds it up to that outside groove. He's trying to make some noise as he sets up shop on the high side. He'll pull alongside Frank Booker, getting into turns 1 and 2. They hit the apex of the corner, roll on off, and Dietz is flying on the outside. He rolls to the second spot, now sets his sights on the lead. He likes that second line tonight as he runs wheel to wheel as Rutherford bobbles a little bit coming out of the corner at the line. Dietz, your leader by a nerf bar. Gradle now on his back bumper as there's still pace lap formation with the top 2 rows. Gian now trying to gain some ground as he's the tail of the top 5. Barani and Rogers ride along with them. Dietz and Rutherford continue to work wheel to wheel as Rutherford having some handling issues. He's way loose off the 4th corner. Coughs up the lead to Dietz and now slides up the racetrack, allows Frank Booker to pull underneath him. Booker now underneath Rutherford with Gian in his back bumper. Gradle though going to tuck in front of Gian and behind Booker. Rutherford on the outside groove, side by side now with Gradle for 3rd. He'll fall back to the 4th spot as now Gradle setting up to the outside groove. As Dietz now, he is losing power down the backstretch just temporarily though, as Booker and Gradle reel him in. They get on his back bumper as they pick up the cross flags from Larry Woodruff. Nose to tail for your top 3 as Gradle trying to make some headway on the highway, but can't get around the Booker 22 just yet. Single file shootout this time down the backstretch, as we'll wait to see who makes the next move. Gradle and Booker both go up the racetrack, allowing Dietz to pull away with the white flag in the air. Gian and Barani looking to get around Rutherford here on the final go-round. Dietz pulls away, exiting turn number 2, but he has a hard time getting out of that second corner as Booker and Gradle really reel him in for the first half of the backstretch, but he gets back into the power, exiting the backstretch into turn 3, and he will take the win. Booker for 2nd, Gradle for 3rd, Rutherford, Gian, Barani, and Rogers.
Rutherford had a good run going in that 77 car, but all of a sudden it was like the back end of that car.
Races as well as we'll wind him up out of 4. Green flag gonna go flying, and we're going racing. As that red quickly gets out of the way of the racing line, as they scatter through 1 and 2 as they're rubbing and scrubbing. They're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. Mango with manly moves, but Grimmer slides up the track. Weber tucks underneath him. Here comes Wiley and Holmes. They scatter out of turn number 4. Heckler leads the lap. Weber to 2nd. Almost 3 wide again with Holmes, Manco, and Wiley. They're still sorting themselves out as they roll out of turn number 2. Weber now takes over down the backstretch, but Heckler rides along with them on the outside. Grimmer and Manco side by side. Wiley to 5th. Holmes and Shepker lead the field down. Now Grimmer underneath Heckler for the runner-up spot. He has Don Wiley now pulling up on his back bumper. They make contact with Manco as Heckler gets out of shape in 1 and 2. Holding up the guys behind him. Ed Weber trying to pull away from the field as they are still jockeying for position behind him. Ed Grimmer now alone in 2nd. Don Wiley going to try and take 3rd away from Heckler. Holmes and Schechter and Manco again 3 wide. He splits the middle between Heckler and Schechter and gets by. Now Manco finds himself in the 6th spot with Schechter and Holmes dead ahead. Holmes tries to dive underneath Don Wiley. Here at the halfway point of the 2nd heat for your Bobcat of Buffalo Sportsman. Holmes got some racing room now underneath the 97 car. But Schechter and Manco are right there to follow him on by. They roll out of the 4th turn. Holmes now dead even with Wiley at the stripe for 3rd that time by. He's going to try and complete the pass through 1 and 2 and will do so exiting the 2nd corner. Schechter going to follow along. Manco will probably do the same. Now Shepker tries to slide Wiley up the track to get to the outside of Bobby Holmes with 2 to go this time by. Single file as they pick up the parallel popsicle sticks. Ed Grimmer closing in at Ed Weber here late in the race. Holmes now in third. That's 2 points right there. And that'll be 2 points he's got on Manko and Shemker going into tonight's feature. Now Grimmer slides up the track. Holmes goes low but gets the left front into the grass. White flag in the air, but Holmes is there for second. He'll take the lazy 8 into turn 1. Shemker going to give him the push. They roll off at turn 2. Final trip down the backstretch. Holmes takes over for second. Shepker going to try and complete the pass for third. They knock Nerfbar to the corner. Rolling down to the checkered flag. It's going to be Weber in for the win. Holmes takes second. Shepker takes third. Grimmer too close to call between Wiley and Manko, and then Kenny Heckler.